The November sun beat down on Copper Ridge as rancher Cole McKenna tied his horse outside Jameson's trading post. At 36, Cole was a man shaped by war and hard work. His weathered hands and gray eyes told the story of struggle and loss. As he stepped onto the sidewalk, Cole caught snippets of conversation. Jameson's got a real prize this time. Apache girl, young and pretty. Bidding starts at $50. Cole's stomach twisted. Pushing through the crowd, he read the sign in the window. Auction today, 2 p.m., one Apache female. Age 18, healthy, strong, suitable for domestic work, minimum bid, $50. Disgust turned to fury. He knew Jameson trafficked in shady deals, but this was worse. Quite a specimen, ain't she? Jameson said, appearing beside him. Cole kept his voice steady. What did you get her? Found her half dead in the desert. Fed her, gave her shelter. Now she owes me. That's not how debt works. Jameson shrugged. Got papers to prove it. Either someone buys her contract, or she works for me. I want to see her. Jameson led him to a small shed behind the store. Inside, a young Apache woman sat on a straw mattress, her back straight, her hair long and tangled. Her dark eyes met Cole's without fear, only dignity. Pretty, huh? Jameson grinned. Some lucky man's gonna get a real bargain. Cole clenched his fists. What's her name? Calls herself Kaya. But whoever buys her can call her whatever they want. Kaya, listening, lifted her chin defiantly. That was all the push Cole needed. I'll buy her contract. Jameson smirked. Options in an hour. $100. Cash. Right now. Jameson hesitated. Cole raised it to $150. Agreed one. Jameson agreed. 20 minutes later, Cole owned a contract he never intended to keep. Approaching the shed window, he said softly, Ma'am, I'm Cole McKenna. I just bought your contract. Kaya's voice, clear but accented, asked, What do you want from me? To get you out of here. Then burn that contract and set you free. Surprise flickered across her face. What? Because what Jameson's doing is wrong. Kaya studied him carefully. You are not like other white men. I hope not. Ready to leave? Jameson returned with the key. She's all yours now. Want me to chain her? That won't be necessary, Cole said coldly. Kaya emerged from the shed with quiet grace. Despite her condition, dirty clothes, tangled hair, she walked like royalty. Cole offered his arm. After a pause, she placed her hand lightly on his sleeve. As Cole lifted her onto his horse, the crowd watched in stunned silence. McKenna, someone shouted. What the hell are you doing? Taking my property home, Cole replied, choosing words the crowd would understand. Riding through town, more voices called out in protest. At the church, Reverend Matthews stepped into their path. Cole, this isn't appropriate, the Reverend said. You can't bring an unmarried Apache woman to your ranch. The council won't allow it. My intentions are to give her a safe place to live. Then marry her, Matthews said bluntly. Make it legal, respectable, or leave town tonight. Kaya stiffened behind him. If I refuse? Cole asked. Then both of you leave. The council meets at 7. Guiding his horse home, Cole felt Kaya's tension. She understood enough to know her future was once again being decided for her. I'm sorry, he said quietly. You meant well, she replied flatly. But good intentions don't change the way the world works. At the ranch, Kaya studied the buildings, the corrals, the garden Cole had never tended properly. This is your home? She asked. Yes. For now, it's yours too. Kaya turned to him. What will you do? That depends on you. I bought your freedom, but I won't take it away again by forcing you into something you don't want. And if I refuse marriage, then we'll leave tonight. I'll help you start over somewhere safe. Kaya was quiet, considering. Where would you go? This is your life. I'll figure something out, Cole said, though the thought ached. You give it all up? For someone you barely know? Some things matter more than land, he answered quietly. As the sun dipped behind the mountains, both faced a choice that would change their lives forever. Strangers brought together by circumstance, now forced to decide if they were brave enough to take the next step. As evening approached, Cole showed Kaya the guest room, a small but comfortable space with a bed and a washstand. He'd given her fresh clothes that had belonged to his late sister, and when she emerged cleaned up, she looked even more striking. Now, they sat across from each other at the kitchen table, eating beans, cornbread, and coffee. The weight of their situation hung between them. "Tell me about yourself," Cole said, breaking the silence. "Your family, your people." Kaya set down her cup, her movements graceful. "I'm Chiricahua Apache. My father was a war chief, Swift Eagle. My mother was Morning Star. Both died during a cavalry raid 2 years ago. I'm sorry. After that, I lived with my grandmother on the reservation. Life there is hard. Little food, too many people, treated like children or worse." Cole nodded, listening carefully. "How did you end up with Jameson?" "I left the reservation to visit my cousin. On the way back, I was captured by men who sold me to Jameson. He claimed I owed him for rescuing me from the desert. That's kidnapping." "Yes, but who would believe an Apache woman?" Cole's stomach twisted. The thought of what could have happened to her made him sick. "What about you?" Kaya asked. "No wife, no children. I was married once. Sarah. She died in childbirth, along with our son. 3 years ago. You still grieve." "I do. But today felt like I finally did something that mattered. Something Sarah would have been proud of." They finished eating in quiet reflection. As darkness deepened, Cole spoke the words they'd been avoiding. "We need to talk about what comes next." Kaya nodded. "The town won't accept me unless I'm your wife. And if we leave together unmarried, they'll hunt us both." "That's about right," Cole said grimly. "I thought I was freeing you, but maybe I've just traded one cage for another." "Would marrying you be another cage?" There was something almost wounded in her tone. "Marriage without choice always is," he said carefully. "I don't want you to feel trapped." Kaya studied him for a long moment. "What kind of husband would you be?" "What do you mean?" "If we marry, what would you expect from me? Would you demand my bed? My children? My identity?" Cole's face flushed. "I wouldn't expect anything you didn't give freely. You'd have your own room, your own life. I wouldn't try to change who you are. And if I wanted to leave one day, I'd help you. I wouldn't stop you." Kaya walked to the window, staring at the stars. "In my people's way, marriage is sacred. Even for convenience, it carries spiritual weight. If I do this, I'll honor my vows." "I would too," Cole said quietly. She turned back to him. "Then we have a choice. Stay and marry, or leave and face whatever comes. What do you want?" Kaya glanced around the home, taking in the signs of his labor and life. "This is a good home. You built something worth keeping. I don't want to be the reason you lose it. And I won't force you into a marriage just to protect my property." "What if I choose it?" she asked softly. "What if I decide marriage to a good man is better than life as a fugitive?" Cole stared at her, trying to read her expression. "I'm saying you've shown me more kindness in one day than I've seen from any white person in years," she continued. "You have a good heart and strong hands. A woman could do worse." "Kaya, I will marry you, Cole McKenna," she said, her voice steady. "Not because I must, but because I choose to." Before he could answer, the sound of horses interrupted. Torches bobbed in the dark, a group of riders approaching fast. "The town council," Cole muttered, grabbing his rifle. "Stay inside." "No," Kaya said, standing. "We face this together." They stepped onto the porch as Mayor Hutchins, Reverend Matthews, and others arrived. "McKenna," the mayor called. "Time's up. What's your decision?" Cole felt Kaya step closer beside him. "We've decided to marry," he called back. "Tonight," Kaya added, her voice strong. "If the Reverend will perform the ceremony." Reverend Matthews urged his horse forward. "That's sudden. Are you sure?" "We're sure," Cole said. "Either marry us now, or we leave, and you explain to the governor why you ran us out." After awkward glances between the councilmen, the Reverend relented. "Very well. I'll perform the ceremony." The wedding took place in Cole's front yard, lit by torches and witnessed by a reluctant audience. The vows were short but binding. "Do you, Cole McKenna, take this woman?" "I do," Cole said, looking at Kaya. "And you, Kaya?" "I do. With the power vested in me by the territory of Arizona, I now pronounce you husband and wife." As the townsmen departed, muttering, Cole and Kaya stood alone again. "Well," Cole said, "I guess that makes us married." "Yes," Kaya answered softly. After a pause, Cole asked, "Are you sorry?" "No," she said after considering. Scared, maybe, but not sorry. Me neither, Cole said, surprised by how true it felt. What happens now? Kaya asked. Now we try to build a life. See if two strangers can become partners. Maybe even friends. And if we can't, we'll face that when it comes. But Kaya, I think we might surprise ourselves. As they stepped back inside, both knew they were at the start of something neither had planned, but both in some way were beginning to hope for. 3 months had passed since their unexpected wedding, and spring had begun to soften the harsh Arizona landscape. What had once been Cole's solitary refuge was now a shared space, where two very different people slowly learned to navigate their unusual marriage. Cole stood on the porch, watching Kaya tend the garden she'd coaxed to life. Where barren dirt had once been, vegetables and herbs now thrived. She moved with a natural grace, hands sure and gentle with the earth. Their life had settled into a rhythm of mutual respect. They shared meals, worked together, and maintained a careful distance, still polite, still cautious, but with growing comfort between them. Coffee's ready, Cole called softly. Kaya smiled, brushing dirt from her hands as she came inside. That smile had become the highlight of Cole's mornings. The beans are flowering well, she said, sitting at the table. You've worked magic back there, Cole said, pouring their coffee. I never could get anything to grow but weeds. The earth wants to give life, she replied. You just have to know how to ask. Her blend of practical skill and quiet spirituality fascinated him. Cole cleared his throat. Tom Wilson stopped by yesterday. There's been talk in town. Kaya's expression shifted. What kind of talk? People saying our marriage isn't real, that we're pretending. And why would they think that? We're careful around each other. Not like most couples. We don't act affectionate. And how do most couples act? They touch more, laugh, look like they care. Kaya studied him. Do you care about me, Cole? Her directness caught him off guard. Yes, more than I expected to. Then maybe we should stop hiding it. Before he could answer, she stood and moved behind his chair. Gently, she placed a hand on his shoulder. May I? She asked, gesturing toward his lap. Cole's heart raced, but he nodded. Kaya settled on his knee, her arm draped loosely around him. She smelled of sage and sunlight. There, she said with quiet satisfaction. Now we look like a married couple. Cole instinctively placed an arm around her waist. Kaya, I know this marriage wasn't built on love, she said softly, but you've been kinder to me than any man ever has. If people doubt us, maybe it's time to show them otherwise. I don't want you to feel pressured. Who says I'm pretending? The air between them shifted. Before he could reply, the sound of horses interrupted. Kaya started to rise, but Cole's arm tightened around her. Stay, he murmured. Sheriff Wilson and Dr. Peterson appeared, dismounting at the porch. Hope we're not interrupting, the sheriff called with a grin. Not at all, Cole said, still holding Kaya close. Margaret Peterson emerged from behind the house, carrying a basket. Kaya's herbs have helped my arthritis so much, she said warmly. Cole felt Kaya relax against him at the praise. Margaret had been one of her few true allies in town. We're here for a reason, Dr. Peterson said. Sarah Miller's having a difficult pregnancy. Margaret mentioned Kaya's skill with healing herbs. We were hoping she could help. I would be honored, Kaya said without hesitation. As the visitors left, Kaya and Cole lingered at the table, this time sitting side by side. Thank you, she said, touching his hand. For what? For letting them see I matter to you. I do value you, Kaya, more than I know how to say. Then maybe we should stop being so careful, she said, twining her fingers with his. We're married. Why not let it feel natural? Cole looked down at their joined hands. I just don't want you to feel obligated. And if the choice is mine, then I'd be honored. That afternoon, as Kaya prepared to ride with Dr. Peterson, Cole admired how beautiful she looked in her blue calico dress. I'm proud of you, he said, for everything you're doing. It feels good to be useful, she replied, smiling. You've always mattered here, Cole said softly. This is your home, and if I want it to be forever... Cole stepped closer. Then forever it is. Kaya kissed his cheek gently. See you tonight, husband. Watching her ride away, Cole felt something new inside him. Hope. That evening, over dinner, Kaya told him how she'd helped Sarah Miller through a crisis. Word of her skill was spreading. "You're going to be the most sought-after healer in town," Cole said proudly. "It's good work," Kaya agreed. "It makes me feel connected again." "You've always mattered," Cole said, voice low. "Since the day I saw you in that shed." Kaya paused, then asked, "When you married me, was it only duty? Or did you notice me?" Cole flushed but answered honestly. "At first, it was conscience. But yes, I noticed you were beautiful. But that's not why I helped you. And now it's both," he admitted. "I care for you. I'm proud to call you my wife. And yes, I find you more beautiful every day." Kaya's smile was radiant. "Good, because I've started seeing you with new eyes too. Oh, I saw a kind man at first. Now I see a good man. Someone who makes me laugh, feel safe, and feel wanted." Cole's heart beat faster. "Kaya, I know we said this marriage would be for protection only," she said quickly. "But hearts change, Cole. Mine has." Cole moved to her side, offering his hand. She rose, and they stood face to face. "Mine too," he said quietly. "I thought love was behind me, but you've shown me there's room for more." Kaya reached up, touching his jaw. "May I kiss you? A real kiss this time?" Instead of answering, Cole cupped her face and kissed her, gently at first, then deeper as she pressed closer, arms winding around his neck. When they parted, both were breathless. "That felt," Kaya started. "Real," Cole finished. "Yes," she whispered. "Very real." They stood there, holding each other, both knowing something had changed forever between them. "We don't have to rush," Cole said softly. "And if I don't want to wait?" Kaya teased, smiling. "Then we'll go at your pace." As they stood in the warm lamplight, both knew they had crossed from survival into something closer to love. What had begun as necessity was becoming something deeper, something worth fighting for. 6 months later, autumn brought not just harvest but change. The McKenna Ranch had become more than home. It was now a symbol of healing and new beginnings. Kaya stood at the stove preparing breakfast as Cole read a letter at the table. The easy domesticity between them would have seemed impossible months earlier, but now felt natural. "Good news?" Kaya asked, noting his smile. "The territorial governor wants to feature our ranch in a newspaper as a model for peaceful coexistence," Cole said. "Your medical work's gotten attention all the way to Santa Fe." Kaya's brow furrowed. "Will that bring trouble?" "Good trouble, I think," he replied, rising to wrap his arms around her waist. "People should know what you've done. Half the babies in 3 counties owe their lives to you." Kaya leaned into him. "We did it together." "Speaking of that," Cole added, kissing her hair, "Mrs. Patterson wants you to start teaching other women your healing methods." Kaya turned, eyes bright. "She wants me to teach? Your knowledge could save lives, Kaya." Her pride showed plainly. In just months, she'd gone from outcast to respected community member. "I'd love that," she said. Over breakfast, Cole thought of how his life had changed since buying Kaya's freedom. What began as duty had become happiness. Their marriage had grown slowly, with space and trust. 3 months earlier, when she finally came to his bed, it had been with tenderness and passion that shook him. Now they were true partners, lovers, friends, allies. As she set down her coffee cup, Kaya's hands trembled slightly. "There's something I need to tell you." Cole straightened. "What is it?" "I'm with child." The words hit him like a thunderclap. "We're having a baby?" "Yes," Kaya whispered, watching his face closely. Cole shot from his chair, pulling her into his arms. "Pleased?" "Kaya, there aren't words." His voice cracked. "I never thought I'd have this chance." She smiled through tears. "Now you will. A child who belongs to both worlds." Cole cupped her face. "And with you as their mother? That child will be lucky." They stood together, overwhelmed but joyful. "What'll we name the baby?" Cole asked. "If it's a boy, Samuel, heard by God. And if it's a girl, Hope," Kaya said simply. Word spread quickly. Women who once viewed Kaya with suspicion now brought her baby clothes and advice. Even Reverend Matthews visited with a blessing. "You've shown this town that love can bridge any divide," the Reverend said, standing on their porch. "We've been blessed," Cole agreed, pulling Kaya close. Later, As they watched the sunset, Kaya asked softly, "Do you ever think about that day at Jameson's?" "Almost every day," Cole said, "and I don't think it was chance." "Nor do I," she replied. "We were both lost, but we found each other." As her pregnancy progressed, the ranch became a place of gathering and hope. When their son arrived that spring, delivered by Dr. Peterson and 3 Apache women, the baby was welcomed with open arms. Samuel McKenna entered the world with his mother's dark eyes and his father's determined jaw. Holding his son, Cole felt the journey come full circle. From an impossible choice at a trading post to a family built on trust, love, and healing. "I love you," Kaya whispered. "Thank you for giving me freedom and then choosing me." "And thank you," Cole replied, eyes shining, "for teaching me there's room for more love than I ever imagined." As the desert stars appeared over their valley, the McKinnis began the next chapter, one written not out of duty or survival, but out of love.